Hello, hello. I'm just trying to get my YouTube pulled up here. Hang on one second. I'm on my YouTube channel. YouTube. Mommy Ramblings. Live. Okay. So, what's up? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, are we live here? It should be live. Hi, Pudding. What's up with this? When I did that, it said we weren't live, but we are live. Okay. Yeah, we're here. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Puddin'. Hi, Margot. Puddin', I gave your information to Tina for your stuff that you got at the auction last night. Let's see, you guys. Do I have anything to drink? I have a little tiny thing to drink. Hi, Whitney. How are you? So, listen, I ran across some Daniel Rashbaum on Surviving the Survivor. Gave an interview where I found a little interesting. So, listened to some of it and wanted to talk about it. And I also forgot Lady Elaine. Lady Elaine, there you are. We missed you last night, Lady Elaine. Hope you're feeling better. Hi, Nora. How are you? What are you retracting, Margot? Did you say something really bad about me? No, I'm joking. Sorry. I'm in a goofy mood. Hi, y'all. So let me just take the rest of these vitamins real quick. And then I almost forgot, and I forgot to put it in the thumbnail. But you guys heard about Scott Peterson? I don't understand. And so we're going to go find out together because I've been meaning to look it up all day. And I have not been able to do that. And so, hi, Ruff. How come? Elle's saying hello. Oh, I'm in top chat, so that's good. I should move on over to live chat, huh? Okay. I'm wondering why. Hi, Kevin. So yeah, the Innocence Project apparently took Scott Peterson's case. I don't even understand. They're going to lose. I haven't looked it up, but I have to imagine there is going to be some kind of a protest on it, and whoever their donors are or whatever, I can imagine it's being. Did you hear this crap about Scott Peterson? Did you hear that, Margot? I'm not Margot. I know you, Margot, heard it because Margot was with me. Did you hear that, Bink? That Scott Peterson, the Innocence Project. Where's my... Hey guys, where's my activate? Hey guys, where's my activate? No? Well, I heard it, and how many of you have, if you heard about Scott Peterson and the Innocence Project, put a 100 in the chat. Hold on, I've just got to get something to, hi Elizabeth, did you guys hear it? Let me know. Put a 100 if you heard it. I'm getting a cracker. Sorry. I'm behind. Okay, you guys heard it. So let's look at this first. We'll look at Scott Peterson first because I can't wait. I've been meaning to look at it all day today. I just don't understand. First, I'm going to go to his website, Scott Peterson's website. I just don't understand this. Scott Peterson's case taken up by the Los Angeles Innocence Project. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The nonprofit organization who wants to prove convicted people's innocence is seeking new evidence in Scott Peterson's original trial. Peterson was convicted of murder in 2004, sentenced to death the following year. The California Supreme Court overturned his sentence in 2020, and in 2021, he was resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In April of 2023, Peterson filed a petition to be seen before a judge claiming juror misconduct and that new evidence in the case would support his innocence. But they said no. Court documents stated that several of her answers is about the strawberry shortcake. They said, that because she didn't answer the questions and that she had a pre-existing or improper bias against Peterson because she was the victim of domestic violence and she sought a restraining order against because she thought her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend would harm her unborn baby. So yeah, that's where all that came about. Great. So it's not making, but I don't understand that because they already went through that and he lost that appeal. Let me go to his website and see why they're taking this on. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay. Let me get here. Where's Scotty's thing? I'm almost done with this cracker for those of you that it's bothering you. I'm sorry. What did they do with Scott's, used to be in a group over here. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Breaking news. The evidence that the LA Innocence Project is seeking to get involves a burglary that happened across the street from the Peterson house between the time of Lacey's disappearance and December 26th. This is such BS. Including interviews done by police and eyewitness accounts, contacts related to the investigation into Lacey's. I'm coming to think that they just wanted to use this in order to get whatever, big donations or something, and get their name out there more, and have a big case, or just something that's going to cause a lot of, it sounds like it's like YouTube. I mean, it's just crazy. I thought more of the Innocence Project, but I guess not. I just cannot believe it. And here's a statement from the Los Angeles Innocence Project. Says the Los Angeles Innocence Project represents Scott Peterson and is investigating his claim of actual innocence. We have no further comment at this time. Well, I guarantee you there was an uproar about that without me even looking it up. The Los Angeles Innocence Project has filed a motion to request DNA testing in Scott's case. New motions have been filed in the case for a post-conviction discovery, sealed court records, DNA testing, and exhibits in support of the DNA testing. Oh my gosh. Well, let me put his image over here so we know if I go in there and I finally go and do the chapters that we'll have it right, and we're going to talk about Rashbaum. Don't worry about it. We're not forgetting him. Peterson's attorney confirmed the Innocence Project's involvement in the case Thursday. Today, new motions have been filed. In December, Peterson's request for a new murder trial was denied. Peterson alleged the resulting trial that gripped the world was tainted by a rogue juror who lied about her own history of abuse to get on the panel that initially sent him to death row. Superior Court Judge Anne Christine Masulo found there was not evidence to support the defense's claim that juror number 7, Rochelle Neese, committed misconduct during jury selection. So what the freak is the Innocence Project taking this on? That burglary has nothing to do with Lacey's disappearance. Nothing. This is conspiracy. Oh my gosh. Lacey's poor family. I mean, this guy. Wow. This is crazy. But I'm concerned why I can't get to the website. And I wonder if they took them down off of. There used to be a page. Let me see. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Let's see. Let me go to his website. Okay. You think they would have updated it? You think they would have been freaking to update it, but they didn't. So they think that burglary is going to somehow be, they've already looked at that burglary. This is so crazy. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, so let's just look at something here. In case, I don't know, that you were, I don't know, in a Rip Van Winkle sleep for the last 50 years. I'm just going to tell you real quick here. Scott Lee Peterson was convicted of murdering his wife and unborn child after a jury trial. Okay, let's see here. So this is about juror number 7. He filed this big, huge appeal. It was denied. And they... Okay. So on December 20th, 2022, for the foregoing reasons, the petition of writ of habeas corpus is denied. The clerk is ordered to serve a copy, blah, 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 blah. Failed to demonstrate. So they found no prejudice or actual bias on the part of juror number 7. It was all about a questionnaire she filled out, and that they didn't feel she answered honestly, and because of that, they felt she had a bias, and because she had a bias, he didn't get a fair trial. But that was denied. Scott Peterson has been denied relief. Judge Masulo found there was no prejudicial misconduct by juror number 7, a 55-page ruling. We went over that. Scott cannot appeal Judge Masulo's ruling. However, he has other options. This is back in December 20th, 2022. The next step is for Scott to file a new habeas petition in California. He can either file it with the Courts of Appeal or with the California Supreme Court, but he must do so within 120 days. The new petition will outline new evidence claims. So that's where this is coming from, that have come about since his last petition that was filed in 2015. Scott will remain at Mule Creek State Prison as the appeal process continues. Do not be discouraged. We have active leads we are currently investigating. We will solve this crime, and Scott will be freed. We couldn't continue in this fight without your prayers and support. Okay, that's from his website, okay? That's run by his sister-in-law and friends, family, and all of that. So, let's go to... So they're talking about this residential burglary, new evidence. Okay, so let me go over here. Many years later, like in 2017, I was combing through police reports researching an unrelated topic, and I noticed a police report that said photographs had been stolen from Scott's home the weekend of January 17th, just days after I had seen the missing photo. I knew that Scott's home had been broken into that weekend, but by the time I started the search for the missing photo, it never occurred to me that it was stolen during this break-in. I renewed my search. There were close to 50 pages of reports about this burglary. One of them said that police took 65 photos and a video of the interior of Scott's and Lacey's house. I didn't have these photos or the video. And whether or not they captured a picture of the missing photo, they would be relevant photos to have in this case. So on a subsequent trip to Modesto, I checked in with the records clerk at the Modesto police station to see how we could get a copy of the police photos, and I was told it was something Scott or someone with power of attorney would need to request. At this point, I figured the photo was likely stolen, so it wouldn't be captured in the photos or video the police took. The request for the photos and video would be left for another day. This is all on his appeal website, okay? That, like I said, that is managed by his team here. The next thing I decided to do was a bit bold. I decided to call the woman who had burglarized the house. Her name was Kim, and she was a neighbor of Scott's and Lacey's. She had never met either of them prior to Lacey going missing, but she had helped in the search for Lacey from the beginning. I had met Kim at the volunteer center prior to the break-in. Oh, he's talking about a break-in that happened after Lacey was missing. She had offered to walk Mackenzie while Scott went to Southern California for a one-day volunteer center that was being held to search for Lacey. Scott accepted Kim's offer and told her that both the leash and Mackenzie would be outside whenever she was able to walk him. Scott and Lacey had lived on a ranch property in St. Louis Obispo, so while Mackenzie regularly slept in the house, he was no stranger to sleeping outside. They had also left Mackenzie outside during their recent 3-day trip to Carmel in mid-December. Kim ended up breaking a glass pane on a back door to gain access to the locked house, and then she stole multiple items. While some of the items she stole were recovered, many were not. Could it be possible that she still had some of the photos that she took? I called her number. When Kim answered, I told her who I was and that we had met while Lacey was missing. She remembered me. The first thing she did was profusely apologize for her behavior all those years ago, blah, 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 blah. Then told me she no longer had any of the photos. To the best of her recollection, she said she returned everything she could find. And then, wait a minute, Eureka, she remembered she discarded some items which were never recovered. I believed her, thanked her for her time, boom, boom, bye. Then in 2020, while combing through police reports on another unrelated topic, I stumbled on a police report that described one of the photos that Kim had stolen from the home, a photo where Scott had his hand on Lacey's stomach. I could not believe it. There was proof that photo existed. Clearly, I had reviewed the 50 pages of reports of this burglary too quickly in the previous years. So you're telling me that a photo of Scott with his hand on Lacey's stomach is what they're after, and that's going to prove that Scott loved her and could never have done this? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. I think so. Okay, let's see here. The subject had previously explained to me that she, redacted, the subject stated that she had seen Lacey in the neighborhood but had never talked to her. The subject also told me that she had never seen Scott before Lacey's disappearance. The subject stated that after she left the Doubletree Bar, she was on her way home and stopped at Scott's house on Covina Street. The subject stated that she did not have a key to the house and had parked in front of this street and was driving a white 93 Honda Civic. The subject told me she got out and went in the backyard and the dog was there and he does bark loudly. The subject stated she found the hose and gave the dog water. The subject stated she had a coffee cup in her hand and that she broke the window pane in the double doors and reached in and unlocked the door and went in. The subject stated she does not know if Scott has an alarm or not. The subject told me that she turned the lights on because the house is always very dark and went looking around everywhere. The subject stated she saw the baby's room but no baby clothes and did not see a car seat or a swing or anything. The subject stated she went in the front bathroom and used the bathroom and grabbed a bottle of liquor, went to the refrigerator and got ice and Pepsi. The subject stated she fixed herself a strong drink and sat down on the step in the kitchen and called a friend of hers in San Diego. The subject stated the friend is redacted and she used her cell phone to call him. The subject stated she talked to redacted for a long time and then looked around the house and also pushed the button on the answering machine and listened to all of Scott's messages. The subject stated there must have been at least 30 messages. The subject stated she does not know how old the messages were. The subject told me she looked in all the drawers in the bathrooms and did not see any female belongings. The subject said she took some jackets of Scott's and of Lacey and took a black sweater that belonged to Lacey and put these items in her car. The subject stated the neighbor lady who lives next door to the right was in the house and hollered out and asked her what she was doing. The subject told the neighbor lady that she knows Scott and everything was okay and it was fine for her to be there. The subject stated that at this point she returned to the house and went back inside and stayed for an unknown time. The subject told me she ate a pear and then took some photos of Lacey. The subject stated these photos were laying on Scott's dresser in the bedroom, and there was one by the couch where Scott had his hand on Lacey's stomach. Oh, okay. The subject stated she put these photos in her purse. I asked the subject why she broke into Scott's house, and she stated that she was there because she was curious and just wanted to know what the house looked like. The subject stated she threw the clothes in the dumpster and the cops found them. The subject stated Scott was very kind to her. the subject told me there were 3 bedrooms in the house and explained she thought it was a queen-size bed in Scott and Lacey's bedroom and told me she does not know if she laid on the bed or not. The subject denied to me that she slept at all inside the house. I asked the subject what she had on at the time she entered the house, and she stated that she was wearing boots, blue jeans, a white tank top with a zip-up sweatshirt and a belt. Okay, so then now that I had proof the photo existed, I wanted to find an artist to do a rendering. So she had this artist do this rendering of what this picture would look like. And this is crazy. This is, okay. 2 months later, I offered the rendering. Rocky, what are you doing there, Rocky Raccoon Squirrel? She said to 48 hours in conjunction with an interview. Let's see. I ended up leaning the photo against the wall, wondering if anyone would notice it. No one did. Okay, let's see. I repeatedly state that Scott is innocent, so I'm used to being called a liar or worse. Okay. Okay, so this photo is going to show you what exactly? What exactly is this going to show this woman? Here's something else that they, not that one, where's this one? Yeah, here. At a recent dinner, Scott proposed a toast that was similar to the toast that he made on their wedding day. Scott had toasted Ron and Sharon and thanked them for their perfect daughter. Lacey began talking about wanting to have a child. About 2.5 years ago, Lacey had an 8 to 9 pound tumor in her lower abdomen when she was a child, and they removed one of her fallopian tubes during the removal of the tumor. Doctors told her she should not have a problem becoming pregnant, but Lacey did began to become concerned once nearly 2 years had gone by and they had not become pregnant. They had just begun talking about having a test to determine if they could have children when Lacey became pregnant. Lacey was very excited when she became pregnant and worked during the pregnancy until about November. Scott appeared to be excited about the baby. Sharon described an incident where Lacey had yelled at him to come feel the baby moving her stomach, and he went over to her appearing excited to feel the child. Sharon told me, I assume if he didn't want to have a child, he wouldn't have allowed it to happen. Both Ron and Sharon agreed that Lacey showed more interest in having a child than Scott at first. And she thinks this is what, great evidence because he ran over when she called him to feel the baby move? That means he could never have committed the murder? Okay. This is a load of you know what. On Sunday, 1/19/2003, 2,000 hours, officers were dispatched to Scott Peterson's residence regarding a residential burglary. Detective Banks responded to assist in the investigation. Peterson's residence was burglarized sometime between 1/16/2003 and 1/19/2003. Scott reported the west French door window pane was broken upon his arrival home and 2 Christmas presents had been unwrapped. Peterson's drawers and closet had been rifled through. Scott reported that some photographs and jackets were stolen along with a sweatshirt that had been wrapped up as a Christmas gift. Hi. Okay, so yes, and crazy. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let's go to the Innocence Project here. We could not be prouder. Okay, Innocence Project. Let's go to you, Bobo. You're kidding me. Advocates for the innocent. And what are you doing advocating for Scott Peterson if you're advocating for the innocents? I wonder. Let me go here. Scott Peterson. Okay. LA Innocence Project provides pro bono investigative services and legal representation to Central and Southern California residents who were convicted of crimes they say they did not commit. Okay, the group, which has a mission to exonerate the wrongfully convicted and uncover injustices in the criminal legal system, is seeking new evidence from Peterson's original trial concerning the death of his wife, Lacey Peterson, and unborn son, Connor. He was convicted in 2004 and sentenced to death in 2005. He was later sentenced to life in prison without parole. Okay. What is your new evidence that you're looking for here, Mr. Innocence Project? Because if you're looking for that picture, seriously? Pat Mitchell, director of the LA Innocence Project, said in the filings that much of what she and her team discovered could possibly turn the verdict around. She said Peterson contacted her office back in March of 2023 and asked her to look into his case. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Desktop, be quiet. While having no direct evidence tying Peterson to the crime, prosecutors built the case on circumstantial evidence and a perceived motive, including the fact that he was having an affair with a woman who later testified at the trial. Lacey was 27 years old and 8 months pregnant at the time of her death. Peterson, now 51. Let's see here. This is crazy. Let's go over the timeline of this really quickly. The bodies of Lacey Peterson and her son's fetus were found more than 4 months after they were reported missing. They were found in the San Francisco Bay in 2003. Police soon after arrested Lacey's husband, Scott Peterson. They found out he was having an affair before Lacey Peterson's death. And then his trial, he was convicted in their deaths, but he has maintained his innocence and has been appealing the court decision all of this time. On December 24th of 2002, Laci Peterson's stepfather and Scott Peterson both filed reports with the police that Laci was missing. She was 8 months pregnant at the time, 27 years old. Scott Peterson was 30. He was eyed as a suspect after it was revealed that he was having an affair with Amber Fry, who was a massage therapist. Scott admitted to the affair, said he and his wife were having marital problems, but he denied harming or killing her. He and Laci Peterson's family drifted apart, and the community continued to search for her. April 14th, 2003, decomposed body of a woman that was missing a head and limbs was found, just the torso, washed ashore in the San Francisco Bay. And that one day after the decomposed body of a fetus was found, the DNA from the bodies matched Laci and her unborn son Connor. Police arrested Scott the same day. Investigators alleged that Scott dyed his hair. He had $15,000 in cash on him. He had his brother's ID card and multiple cell phones. Scott was arraigned on first-degree murder charges April 21st of 2003. And the death of his wife, and I'm just trying to think of that, 2003. My mother had been so into this case. Yeah. Okay. For the murder of his wife and unborn son's death, he pled not guilty. December 19th, 2003, Sharon and Dennis Rocha, Laci's parents, filed a wrongful death case against Scott Peterson. From June 1st, 2004 to November 3rd, Scott Peterson's criminal trial lasted 5 months. And it included numerous witnesses, including Amber Fry, who testified that he told her he wasn't married. Peterson's defense team contended prosecutors were using circumstantial evidence and that their client was innocent. He was found guilty November 12th, 2004. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with my keyboard and why is it moving? And let's see, he found him guilty. The jury found him guilty on both of the murder charges. Deliberations were delayed after one of the jurors, Fran Gorman, was dismissed when it was discovered she was doing research into the case, and she was replaced by the alternate juror, Rochelle Neese, and that's the one that caused all this problem with the appeals, okay? The jury unanimously recommended that Scott Peterson be sentenced to death. March 16th of 2005, Judge Alfred DeLucci sentenced Scott Peterson to death by lethal injection. During the hearing, Laci Peterson's family members delivered emotional victims' impact statements berating Scott Peterson. He did not give any statement on his behalf. On April 30th, 2009, Laci Peterson's family dropped their wrongful death suit. Why in the world did they do that? I don't get that. I'm going to have to research that. I didn't realize that they dropped that. Scott Peterson's attorneys in 2012, July 15th, filed an appeal of his conviction with a 423-page brief that made several arguments their client did not have a fair trial. Among the contentions was the attention, a lack of direct evidence of the crime, and the judge's exclusion of prospective jurors who opposed the death penalty affected the trial. On November 24th of 2015, Scott Peterson filed a second appeal, which included the same allegations as the previous appeal filings, but also contended that Rochelle Neese failed to disclose that she was once allegedly threatened by her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend when she was pregnant. August 24th of 2020, the California Supreme Court overturned the death penalty sentence. I remember exactly where I was when that happened. The court noted the trial court made a series of clear and significant errors in jury selection that, under long-standing United States Supreme Court precedent, undermined Peterson's right to an impartial jury at the penalty phase. However, The court upheld the conviction for murder. October 14th of 2020, the California Supreme Court ordered a review of Scott Peterson's conviction and sent the case back to the San Mateo County Supreme Court to re-examine and determine if it should be overturned. December 8th of 2021, Scott Peterson was resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. December 20th of 2022, following months of hearings, arguments, and briefs, Judge Ann Christine Masulo denied Scott Peterson's request for a new trial, and she concluded that juror Niece's response was not motivated by pre-existing or improper bias against the petitioner, but instead were the result of a combination of good faith misunderstanding of the questions and sloppiness in answering. January 18th, 2024, right, today, yesterday, wherever you are, the LA Innocence Project took up the case in a court filing. The group said it now seeks new evidence from the case. New evidence for real. Okay, I'm going to go back and see what you guys are saying about this. Let me find you here. Okay, so hello. Hi, Rich. How are you? Now, let me see what you guys are saying in here, okay? Let me take a look back. Because Turquoise, you're talking a lot. Welcome. If someone else really was involved, I bet family, just my own opinion, I always hit the thumbs up on entry. Mommy is honest and good. Thank you, Turquoise. I appreciate that. I think she has taken out high waters on outside of boat for a few reasons. Not nice vision, so I won't say. Okay, Turquoise said, not any kind of psychic vision, by the way, just my thoughts. Since they say test would not allow for placing overboard, that is why I think that. Okay. Let's see here. Rich says she was weighted down like a mob hit, but storms and high tides brought her back. I just can't. Rich said, Turquoise said, Rich, I know, right? I don't think they found her head. They did not. So did he tow her out to lake that way? Oh boy, yeah. The pup has her paws on each of my shoulders. Oh, okay, looking at your lips. Hi, Debbie D. How are you? Hi, Dina. Mommy, I'm so glad you're on this. Oh, thank you, Turquoise. Yeah, I just can't believe. Is this new evidence something to do with this picture? What the freak is going on here? Let's see what else you guys are saying. Hi, Judy with a Y. Hi, Gary Keys. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while, Gary Keys. It's pink. Elizabeth, hey, my coffee is black. Let's see who else is in here. Nora. Yeah, they keep changing. Nora, they postponed that Sarah Boone. Can you believe that? Yeah, it's very hard for the family. This is ridiculous. I just can't believe the Innocence Project taking this on. Why would they do that? There's got to be people that are outraged by it, right? I mean, if it is indeed due to a picture, you've got to be kidding me. I don't care how many of these men that murder their wives are like all over, come on, that doesn't, because that could even be grounds if he was, they do that to cover their tracks. Oh, I was so excited about the baby. That's crazy. You've been working overtime way too much, Gary? Got to slow down, man. Take time to smell the roses, Gary. Okay, speaking of roses, Lacey got me some beautiful watercolor paints that I'm going to be painting roses with tomorrow. Okay, so let's see. Let me go and just see what else I can find, if I can see anything more about this ridiculous. You know where I'm going to go? I know exactly where I'm going to go. Hang on. Hang on. Go in here. Okay. Okay, so is it Junior went to law school? Okay. Pierce's mom's Honda. This is crazy. Okay, so I don't know. This is so crazy. That's not even. Let me just look there. I have to see something. Okay. So no question he did it, none. The case was nonstop news coverage every single day. Sounds to me like a new Netflix hoax docuseries, convincing. Okay. This is crazy. Someone said, didn't he have a girlfriend and he went fishing that day and they were found in the water and now he claims he's innocent? Oh my gosh. Is there evidence to prove he did not commit the murders? Shouldn't that be revealed? If his rights were violated, shouldn't there be an avenue for adjudication? Okay. I'm appalled. I don't use that word often. What a waste of resources. I'm so sorry for Lacey and baby's family. This is heartbreaking. Dragging it all up again. Why? There are truly innocent people who could use their help. I'm starting to think that they're wanting the publicity and something else to get. And look, there's so many people that stand behind these murderers. We see it here on YouTube, right? These people go to the murderers. It's crazy. Nuts. Oh my gosh, scared the crap out of me. Scott is an unrepentant murderer. Yeah, I just can't believe they would do that. People are appalled by this. They really are. Let me see here. This is nuts. I just wish I knew how they think anything about those, either burglary, the one either to his house after Lacey disappeared, or the other one that we already know about, would make it any way, shape, or form that he's not guilty. I'd love to know. Love to know. This is crazy. So there are 2 sealed motions that pertain to DNA and a long list of discovery items that the DA failed to produce. Grounds for his post-conviction relief, newly discovered evidence. Let's see. Given the nature of these motions, it's pretty clear to me that Peterson has a chance at exoneration. Are you kidding me? Based on the evidence that Lacey was murdered by other suspects. Oh dear. Someone said, just a coincidence, the bodies washed up near his Christmas Eve fishing expedition site in the bay exonerated my arse. Oh gosh. Hold on, I've got to get Sassy some water. Wait a second. I have always supported the Innocence Project. I have always thought it's got to be 100% guilty. Okay, so that's interesting. Hang on. I'm coming. Do you want water, Sassy? It's water, Sass. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see what else you're saying. When he was arrested, he had tons of cash, had dyed his hair. Those are not the actions of an innocent man. No, and had his brother's ID, right? Definitely not the actions of an innocent man. Someone said it's a shame Lacey's family isn't allowed peace in their memories of their daughter, sister, friend. Scott is guilty, and it should be allowed to rest. Okay, so yeah. This is, so it's sealed, their motions are sealed, but they involve the DNA and a long list of discovery items that the DA failed to produce. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. The Innocence Project, they didn't really have any better to do. Interesting. I don't understand that. All right, but stranger than that, Daniel Rashbaum was on a YouTube video today talking to Surviving the Survivor. And caught part of it. And some of the stuff that he said, well, was interesting to say the least. He's had a long-time relationship with, hold on, where's my, hold on, I've got to put my, now I need to put my thing back on there, hang on. So, he says that he's known Donna a long time, known Donna and Harvey a long, long time. And he likes Donna. He does. He speaks with her every day. And he said something to the effect, on a paraphrase, but that he likes her because she kind of reminds him in some way of his own mother. Okay? Daniel, if your own mother is writing you any kind of emails like Donna's writing to her kids or wrote to her kids, which they actually brought those emails up, the ones, where she's talking about baptizing the children of Dan Markel and Wendy Adelson in a Catholic church, and to send him pictures like that. And then she talks about things that are even more crazy. And he says, well, but did she say to kill him? Does this mean she killed him? It means the other, crazy ideas. Did she do any of that? No. It's crazy. It's whatever. Okay. Went through some of her wiretaps. He was negating everything the way he should. He wasn't talking about most things. You can't talk about what she says to him, what he says to her, attorney-client privilege. Why would she be going on a one-way trip to Dubai and then to Vietnam? Why? Well, sometimes he takes a one-way a trip with a one-way ticket. Why would she not want to give up her phone? Didn't ask a really important question, because she says in that tape, my attorney said. So what do you mean giving up her phone? Like, why? I would ask him, well, why were you discussing with Donna Adelson? Of course, he couldn't answer me because attorney-client, but were you discussing with Donna Adelson the fact that she might be getting arrested and would have to give up her phone? But then at one point he says that they had asked Tallahassee, did they want Donna to come up there? Were they going to arrest her or something? And then they said no. Well, of course, then we know they sped up things when she actually did like a, what was that guy's name? With the hot mic, Durst. I killed them all, of course. Where she was on there, stating her intentions of leaving the country and all of this. And she was on a recorded line. Charlie wasn't even on the phone, and she was talking to someone else in the room. It was just, unbelievable. But when they heard that, they stepped up everything in order to arrest her. And let's see, he said that there's, the phone, we'll see. He goes, I looked at what's on the phone. There's nothing incriminating, he said, to Donna on that phone, to Donna. He said she's innocent. You'll see at the trial. They talked about Wendy driving past that crime scene. And why would Wendy be driving past that crime scene? And he said this, this crazy thing that, because she wasn't so familiar with Tallahassee and always used her old house to guide her around. Literally trying to say that, okay, imagine you move to a new house in the town and you have to keep going back to your old house to figure out where you have to go, okay? That is literally what this man said, that she had been used to navigating places from her old house, so she went back to her old house to see where she could go. He admitted it was a crazy concocted route to go. He said that Jeffrey Lacasse and Wendy had said they sometimes go by that all the time to go to different places, and that she used it to get herself on the right route. So if you want to believe that, and it just happened to be right after Dan Markel was murdered. But then he says, well, wait a second, because Katie Magbanua had already called that it was done. So why would Wendy have to go by the house? Just really ridiculousness. He was asked about Charlie Adelson, that he took the stand, and the fact that he was considered so smooth, like Georgia said, the prosecutor, Keppelman, he had an answer for everything. Did that hurt them that he had an answer for everything? And, well, he didn't know. The fact that he said they were going to be about a week with their case, kind of leading it on that they had more people, more witnesses coming to testify. But he said no, they always had just 2 witnesses. But he didn't want to let on that Charlie was taking the stand, and so he, kept that to himself. You didn't want the prosecution to know. What else did he say in that? Donna, he said, is not going to take a plea deal. Why would she take a plea deal? She's not guilty. Okay, not taking a plea deal. No way. No way. Is she happy there? Does she want to get out? He kept calling it a detention center, because I guess that has a better ring than that she's in the jail. But, yeah, the detention center. Correct? Okay, let me see what... Hello, Sassy Darcy. Ridiculousness, right. So, let's see what Rich is saying. Hold on, let me make this a little larger so I can read this a little bit better without my glasses. So, Richie said, I have fished in and out of the San Francisco Bay for 25 years. You need to head towards the bridges or open water to catch anything decent. Oakland Estuary is not a place to catch fish. Yeah, I hear you, Rich. Got that. Christine says, Richie, I agree with you. We all know he's guilty. He did it all on his own. He wanted to be with his mistress. All these phone call conversations. And she's got a rolling eye face, which I think we all have. Turquoise says, I'm on the East Coast and I fished many places, but had camp at Cook's Forest. Here we catch trout and catfish. I love them both. Other fish as well. I don't care to grill and eat. LOL. Turquoise, where on the East Coast are you? Now where I live... Oh, you live in the Lake Erie? Oh, okay. Lots of fishing. Yeah, we were up by Lake Erie. Do you live in Lake Erie are you in Pennsylvania, Lake Erie area? Trekking. Scott had a freshwater bait and couldn't even say what he was fishing for. Yeah, exactly. Let me see what else you guys say. I remember this case, so heartbreaking. I followed it to the end. He was definitely and deserves to be where he is at. Turquoise said, that is the first thing you want to pay attention to when fishing. If you catch something, you use the same bait till it dies. Then change. Turquoise, I fished too and would never forget what bait I used. Exactly. My boys, all of them fish like crazy, and they all know whether the lures or the baits or whatever they use, the fishing pole, the reel, yes, everything. Hi, Jane. How are you? He was jet setting off to Paris for New Year's Eve. Yeah, the fake Paris, right? While he was at a vigil for his missing wife. Turquoise said, even though I could not order to take a life, I do believe in the death penalty for some reasons. Okay. Also killing his own child on Christmas Eve. Turquoise said this guy lied about everything and to everyone. In fishing, where she was found, you can't have it both ways. Robbers or someone who knew where you were to set you up. Turquoise said, I get it, like back in the day, finding DNA for old cases and freeing, but not this case for sure. I think they would arrest Wendy by now. Yeah, you'd hope so, but I think it's going to be a little later on. They've taken their time. Who knows what was on Donna's phone? I think Donna had a lot of time to get stuff off her phone. And she's, by gosh, had a lot of phones since this all went down. What I really want to see, I really want to hear the calls when Charlie was first arrested. I want to hear those calls. I want to see the cam footage when Charlie was arrested. Want to see that. Tomorrow night, Dateline is going to have something about the Adelsons. You know, oh, he was also asked about the part in the police video about the air conditioning. And why would she be concerned with that, and it doesn't look good, and yada, yada, yada. And of course, what we were all saying, you know, why wasn't she outraged? You know, I had nothing to do with this, blah, 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 blah. You're going to jump off? Okay, Rich. We'll see you later. Be good. Stay well. Stop back soon. He told Amber 2 weeks before it happened, I lost my wife, and this will, yeah, exactly. This will be my first holidays without her. Either Scott Peterson is a psychic or a murderer. Correct. Correct. There is so much. It's so ridiculous. Literally, come on now. If you wanted to just be crazy, you could make a case that anybody's innocent, right? Unless, my gosh, there was a video caught with them doing the act. But I just think so many people have gotten so just used to what happens here on YouTube and everything. People make a narrative for, especially in cases we see it, they like to just play, you know what I was thinking of today? What was I thinking of today? I was thinking of like, okay, let me play like devil's advocate, like with Donna Adelson, and I'll give you all these reasons why Donna Adelson is not guilty. And I could sit here and do that and tell you it was all an unfortunate, you know, event. And where I think they're going with her is that supposedly she wasn't told anything about Charlie's extortion. She didn't know anything about it, you know. She didn't know anything about it. And so, come on now. She didn't know anything about the bump, and she was just talking to Charlie. It wasn't code words. It really was a TV. I paint it black. But I think, you know, if you want to make, you know, a story up why Wendy Adelson is driving by the crime scene on right after, you know, Dan Markel is murdered, even though it's not on her way, and that her behavior was so bizarre, okay, because 99.9% of mothers that don't have their children in the car and have these young children, and they see crime scene tape or whatever, or like this, even the block blocked off where their children were staying with their father, is not just going to calmly turn the car around. They're going to find out, what if something happened in that house? What if those kids had not been at preschool? What if there was carbon monoxide that took them all? Oh, you know, you would find out. Is everything all right? My gosh, my kids are staying. That's their dad's house. Yeah, I don't get it. It's crazy times of my truth and not the truth. Yeah. Yep, I hear you, Elizabeth. Yeah. I hear you. Apparently I've killed people. I don't know. Many people. Thousands, Elizabeth. Thousands. Thousands of people. I would have freaked out and jumped out to ask the cops. Yeah, exactly, trekking, right? What the freak is going on? Are my kids okay? Was my husband home? What's going on? But literally, I just think you always have those people in your life, right, that love to go for the play the devil's advocate in anything, even when a case is completely cut and dry. Well, maybe he didn't do it. Well, maybe she didn't do it. well, could be 1,000 other things. But you have to have one of those people, right? You know those people in your real life. You say, everybody says black, they say red. Always got to have at least one, or it's not a party. But on YouTube, there's more than one, okay? There's mobs of them, gangs of them, packs, whatever you want to call it. And they then congregate in channels where they go over these theories, absurd theories. We see it in the Koberger case. We see it in any case. And, oh wait, I know you were referring to the crazy people. But, so, and I think that what's worse than, having like one person that does that, well, now these people have found like-minded people that do this, and they congregate, and then they form groups and channels and do this stuff, and now there's always, in any case, there's a whole fabrication side of what could be, as if they're writing a book or something. Gangs seem like the correct term. Yes, gangs. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I can't believe the Innocence Project doesn't have better candidates to work with. I think there's a reason they're doing this. I don't know whether it's to bring attention, get more donations, or whatever. Maybe their bottom line is suffering, and if we're saying Scott Peterson, we could get these gangs of people that might just keep sending in money so we can free Scott, right? Do you think that might be a factor? They're needing. I do. I think so. I think so. You think this is for publicity and money? Exactly. They will get Netflix involved. Yep, I agree 100% there. Trekking 100%. Hi 61. How are you? This is just a joke, but you know what it's going to do, though. All of the free Scott Peterson, he's innocent, he's been framed. All of those people are going to use this as clout. Even the Innocence Project is taking Scott's case. The Innocence Projects believe in Scott. They believe in his innocence. Free Scott. Let's find the real killer. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, Donna Adelson's in general population. Exactly. She's in the general population. I do have her phone call reports I was sent. I have those. Oh, Donna. Your Rashbaum is going to get you off? I don't think so, Donna. I wouldn't count on it, sweets. Don't be like Charlie and be so upset the next day, sweets. You don't want to take that plea deal. You're innocent, right? Katie Magmanua should have taken that plea deal. She thinks she regrets it now. You don't want that plea deal, do you, Donna? No, why should you plea? You're innocent. Maybe Daniel will get you off. It worked so well for Charlie. Right? Donna's going the whole way there. Yeah. Donna is innocent. Netflix, yeah. What a great. Let's see what else is going on in the world, okay? Because I haven't checked out anything today. I've been running. Okay. What do I want to see today? What do I want to see? What's going on? Oh dear. So there's somebody missing. Heidi Kane, straight A student. Oh, in Georgia. Okay. Oh boy. You heard about this, Ralph? Georgia mother is pleading for help to find her 16-year-old child who vanished after an apparent emotional breakdown. The police say that a Heidi Kane was last seen on January 7th in Fayetteville around midnight. Oh, we did go over this, okay. But let's see, it was her mother, Sydney Fife, said that she had been talking to Heidi about her recent life decisions, but reiterated that the conversation never turned into an argument. And I quote, she said, "It wasn't an explosive argument. The talk was amicable," before Heidi said she was going to bed for the night. And 20 minutes later, Sydney heard Heidi yelling at someone while on her MacBook. Moments later, Heidi fled the home with her mom's car keys. And I quote, the mother said, "The next thing I know, my front door slammed and I realized she has the car keys. I go to pull the keys out of the car and she puts the car in reverse and hits the gas as hard as she can." Sydney said she managed to stop the car. Heidi jumped out of the vehicle and ran away, wearing only her pajamas and no shoes. The mother contacted the Fayetteville police, and they are now classifying the case as a runaway case. The mother is extremely concerned with her daughter's mental state, feels there could be someone else involved. And I quote, "Where is my baby? Is she hurt? Is she hungry? Is someone exploiting her? Is she alive?" Heidi's described as a white female, 5'1", 130 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes. She's a straight A student, according to her mother, at Georgia Connections Academy, and she logged in for class on January 8th and January 9th. She logged in for class on the 8th and 9th. Anyone harboring a runaway will be prosecuted. You could go to jail. You cannot encourage a child to run away or stay away from home. If this girl does not have control of her faculties, this could be a kidnapping. Whoever has Heidi Kane, they're going to do everything in their power to see that you're behind bars. Anyone with information on Heidi's whereabouts should call Detective Lindsay Fogler at 770-460-4243. Okay. I smell something burning. Like a fire. Like a fireplace. It's weird. Sometimes you smell that if you have like the wind, like would if the fluid be open or something. It's not. Okay, I'm sure it's fine. Oh, Trichonis trial today. They just had one person on the stand. It was all about the DNA today. Where's this happened? I'll go over that in a minute. I'm just trying to see if anything. Oh, there's something, the Massachusetts woman, you know, the one that, the nurse that is charged with murdering her 3 children in Massachusetts and then throwing herself out of a window. She pled not guilty to murder charges Wednesday. Lindsay Clancy. She's still in the hospital due to concern she may harm herself. As a result, the judge waived her appearance and her lawyer entered the plea on her behalf. Last January, she allegedly used an exercise band to strangle her 5- and 3-year-old son and 8-month-old, her 5-year-old daughter, 3-year-old son, and 8-month-old son. She is paralyzed from the waist down after jumping from a 2nd-floor bedroom in a life-ending, decision to end her life. Evidentiary hearing is scheduled for March 26th. Clancy has already waived her appearance. Oh boy. Family of 4, including 2 children, found deceased in a Maryland home following a foreclosure notice. Let's see what happened here. A disturbing scene unfolded in Union, New Jersey on Wednesday, after officials discovered a man, a woman, and 2 children were found deceased inside a residence. Victims were all family members who lived in the home. Where are they saying Maryland? It's New Jersey. The family may have been plagued with financial difficulties. Court records indicated that the home was being foreclosed and had sold at a sheriff's sale in November. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. They're really not checking their stories. It's New Jersey. Let's see what happened here. The house was sold at a sheriff's sale for $322,000 back in November. The family that lived there should have been out of the house and had 60 days to vacate the property. One neighbor said the family had been living at the home for 15 years. It's crazy, isn't it? Crime tape now surrounds the home on Lindcrest Terrace in Union, New Jersey. Wow. So, I don't know how old the children are, but wow. Terrible. Police. 70-year-old woman. Did they find her? Michelle Fitzgerald. Let's see. Looks like she's still missing. 70-year-old Atlanta woman with brain cancer and dementia is missing. Michelle Fitzgerald reported missing by her sister, last seen between 8:45 and 9 p.m. on January 17th at 2501 Peachtree Road Northeast. She's 5'6", 130 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes, and she takes seizure medication. If you see her, please contact APD's Missing Persons Unit at 404-546-4235. Wow. Husband found in Las Vegas. Wow, after his wife. Hey, too bad Rich Guillaume isn't here. He probably knows about this. A 55-year-old man is accused of killing his 26-year-old wife and running off to Nevada. He's back now in Pennsylvania to face the charges. Nicole Zambrano was found dead in the home she shares with Arthur Goody Jr. on January 1st. Goody was arrested the next day when investigators pinged his cell phone in Las Vegas. He was charged with criminal homicide, aggravated assault, and was arraigned on Monday and sent to jail without bond. Zambrano was found in the bedroom of the home with a gunshot wound to the head. Neighbors across the street reported hearing a gunshot on December 23rd, and Zambrano was reported missing on December 24th. Goody had $100,000 in cash on him when he was arrested. Police conducted a welfare check at the home after Zambrano was reported missing, but Arthur Goody told investigators he didn't know where she was and hadn't heard from her since before Christmas. Sometime after that, he left for Las Vegas. Miss Zambrano is one of many people who have come to this country to gain employment, to better herself, and she was working at Nemacolin, said the Fayette County District Attorney Mike O'Bailey. She's a native of Venezuela. She worked at the Nemacolin Resort in Farmington, Pennsylvania. She had missed several days of work. Carlos Ramirez, a close family friend, said that she had worked at the resort for a year and a half as a housekeeper, and that he had introduced her to Goody. Her life changed for a while until disaster. Okay, so he thought, oh, here I have this young wife, blah, 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 and for whatever reason, then he shoots her in the head and goes off to Vegas. And where is he now? In jail. Where's he going to be for the rest of his life? Prison. Murder doesn't solve your problems. Oh, gosh. I really don't understand people. It's like scary that this is like the things that, I don't know. Police in Las Vegas arrested a 36-year-old woman who was posing as an attorney and accepting fees to help clients. Yeah. The documents, hold on. What the heck is this thing here? Hold on. Okay. She was filing documents for them for divorces, legal reviews, name changes, and adoptions. She wasn't a lawyer. That was the only problem. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said that Senia Polson defrauded multiple victims since January of 2022. She's been charged with forgery, theft, preparing or delivering a simulated legal document, and offering false instruments for public filings. Investigators say she used the names Xenia Del Pozo and Xenia Carrillo in her work. Detectives made the arrest after a 6-month-long investigation revealed that she created fake emails from current judges, forged judges' signatures, and used fake filing stamps on documents. These fake documents led a couple to believe that they were legally divorced, and then she collected $1,500 from the couple, including a retainer that she accepted via Venmo. At one point, when asked for a document, she responded via text, "I've been doing this for 16 years. When a name change didn't go through properly, she made excuses, including saying the judge had taken his life, so the case was reassigned. Outside her illegal legal ventures, documents revealed that she also defrauded a coworker who loaned her $15,800 so she could leave town for a death in the family. Wow, that's a lot of money to go to someone's funeral, isn't it? Police say that story was false, and she and her husband and 2 friends used the money to attend the Stagecoach Country Festival in California. In that incident, she allegedly created fake emails from Chase Bank. Wow. Police have also accused Paulson of posing as a notary public. They found at least 25 documents that were signed by her as a notary public, although she was suspended after a complaint in 2012 and expired 4 years later. She also used an identification number that belonged to someone else and a second one that didn't correspond to any notary publics. Police further said she's accused of stealing more than $7,300 from a law firm where she previously worked, creating fake invoices and paying for them on company credit cards. And guess what? She's married to a Las Vegas police officer. Interesting. Metro Police ask anyone who may have had any legal work done by Paulson to please call 702-828-3251. And I'm just going to say, if you think you're divorced and you had this woman who you thought was an attorney by the name of Paulson, or any of her aliases, you might want to check that documentation. You might not really be divorced. You might not really have finalized that adoption. You might not really have had that name change. So a good idea to check it out, and anything that could have been notarized by, if this woman looks familiar to you. Rich, are you still here? I hope she didn't do any work for you. Hey people, loan that amount to YouTube creators. So, yeah, they do, right? Yeah. Yep, they do. You have to go, okay, Judy with a Y, you be good. You be good now, you hear? Your good guy friend married a woman who told him she was an attorney. She got divorced, then went to jail for forging names. She had twin babies with my friend. He was devastated. Wow. And usually twins are always used in a lot of these fake stories people tell. Really, it's something about twins. But you say she really had the twins. Interesting. You've been listening while you're doing some housework. You're doing some housework at 2:11 at night, Linda? What kind of housework are you doing at 2:11? Housework. Okay. We have to find her. Somebody took my broom. I went to go sweep something up that the dogs had some paper crap by it, and I'm like, I can't find my broom. And then Jimmy said he's looking for the broom. We don't know where the broom went. I don't think he ever found it. I have to get the vacuum out. Your friend's wife went to jail for a good long time. He raised the twins on his own. Good guy. Yikes. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let me see what else we're going to do now. Could have been worse. She could have chosen to be a doctor. That's her profession, yeah. Or a dentist. Okay, let me see something now. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Okay. Now. I want to go all right. Okay. Huh. Okay. So next up, where do we go from here? I'm going here for a second. I see something about oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, looky, looky, looky. What is this? Okay. So apparently, Gypsy Rose had a cellmate, Amanda Flores, who described Gypsy as creepy smart. Said that Gypsy admitted to seeking out Nick to murder her mother. And let's see, in the discovery, there's a report in the supplemental report from the Greene County Sheriff's Office. And here it says, I received an inmate to staff request from inmate Amanda Flores, who was incarcerated in the Greene County Justice Center on unrelated charges. Flores stated that she had information about the homicide that Gypsy was involved in. I made contact with Flores and escorted her to an interview room. The interview was recorded and logged into evidence, and the following is not intended to be a transcript, but a summation of the interview. Okay. Flores says she wanted immunity for telling me what she heard Gypsy say when she was housed in the same cell with her. I told Flores I could not help her out with the case, and I could not promise her anything. Flores says she was not a snitch, but she knows a lot about Gypsy's case. Hold on, let's get a picture of Gypsy up here, so then if I do chapters, we know, right? And this is part of the discovery. Public information, Freedom of Information Act. Okay, let's get a picture of Gypsy. Right there. Oh, hold on a minute. She looks like weird there. She looks, well, but how about if I put up her, hold on. Let's get another one. Let's see. Let's see, Gypsy, what we can get up for here. She probably wants me to publicly glammy photo, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, Gypsy. I'll put this one up. Okay. Let me go back to this document now, please. Okay, she wanted immunity for telling me what she heard Gypsy say when she was housed in the same cell with her. I told Flores I could not help out with the case. I could not promise her anything. Flores says she was not a snitch, but she knows a lot about Gypsy's case. Flores says Gypsy was creepy, smart, and she does not want to see Gypsy get away with it, referring to the murder. Flores continued to tell me that she did not want to give up information without being helped in some way. Flores stated before Gypsy came to jail, she supported Gypsy. Flores asked Gypsy if she had sought Nicholas out, referring to Gypsy seeking Nicholas out to kill her mom. Gypsy told Flores, I probably did. Flores began to tell me some things that Gypsy had told her about the murder. She mentioned how Nicholas had a cut on his finger from stabbing mother. Flores said that Gypsy told her she cleaned up the blood from the bed to the bathroom using carpet cleaner and wipes. During my interview with Gypsy, she told me several times she did not go into her mother's room after she was dead. Gypsy told Flores she cleaned up pretty good. Flores said Gypsy would talk about missing her stuffed animal, but Flores could not remember what kind of stuffed animal it was. Gypsy tried to use one of Flores's friends to pass a note to Nicholas, and Flores said she got upset with Gypsy and told her she was not going to use her friends to pass notes. Flores admitted to me that Gypsy had told on her for having a misdemeanor amount of marijuana, but Flores said this was not the reason she was talking to me. Flores gave me 2 other inmates' names, Markela Lutz and Mariah Rodriguez, who said they wanted to talk to me. Flores says Gypsy's attorney went to Louisiana to visit Gypsy's family. Flores mentioned how Gypsy had told her on more than one occasion while they were housed in the same cell together, I'm going to get away with this, referring to the murder. Gypsy told Flores what Nicholas was saying when he stabbed her mother. Flores said Gypsy told her Nicholas was saying, you are going to be dead before this happens, while he was stabbing the mother. Flores said Gypsy started talking in the cell one night to her, Lutz and Rodriguez, about how she put the knife in Nicholas's hands and told him to go kill her mother. Flores told me Gypsy told her she turned the air conditioning down to 40 degrees to preserve her mother's body, and she cleaned up the blood, including blood in the bedroom. Flores says Gypsy told her she went into her mother's bedroom after she was dead and took $5,000 out of a drawer from the from the table beside her mom's bed. Flores said the money was in a zipper type bag. She had nothing further pertinent to the murder, and she was escorted back to the jail staff. Back to the jail staff. Yeah, but you know, how can you really trust, what they say, okay? Because there's all different reasons if she's trying to get something for herself, right? Right or not right? Let's see here. Um, okay, so on Gypsy's interview, the written part that it says, Corporal Angela Maholi and I arrived in Wisconsin, where she and I met at the airport by the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department, Detective Mike Toole and Detective Christopher Cole. Detective Toole and Detective Cojito transported Corporal Maholi and I to their office where Gypsy and Nicholas were being kept. The following interview with Gypsy was video recorded and logged into evidence. The following is not intended to be a transcript, but a summation. I made contact with Gypsy, advised her the reason for me contacting her. Gypsy stated she was 19, told me her date of birth was July 27th, 1995. Gypsy had a hospital bracelet on her wrist, and she told me the hospital put her date of birth as July 27th, 1991, which would have made her 23 years of age. According to her birth certificate, Gypsy was born on July 27th, 1991. Gypsy stated she had no idea why she was there and no one would tell her anything. She told me she was homeschooled, but stated she could read and write. It's so ridiculous. I'm homeschooled, but I can read and write. She stated her comprehension level was good. I read Gypsy her Miranda warning. Gypsy acknowledged she understood the Miranda warning by shaking her head up and down and then stated, sure. At the beginning of the interview, Gypsy denied having a cell phone. Later on during the interview, she stated she did have a cell phone, but only used it for Yahoo messaging and other social media sites. Gypsy denied being involved in anything and stated she was a person who was 100% honest. Yeah, anybody that's ever said that or says, I have never told a lie, have been the biggest liars there are. Oh my gosh, just like the person that constantly reminds you how much of a good person they are. Okay. She confirmed that she and Nicholas were boyfriend and girlfriend and they met on a Christian dating for free website. She used her mother's laptop to communicate with Nicholas. It should be noted at the beginning of the interview, she stated her mother would not let her use a computer because it was unsafe. I told Gypsy her mother was deceased, and she sat there for a few seconds and said nothing. She then brought her right hand and arm towards me and stated, wait. What? What? She then just looked at me for a few seconds, shook her head to the left and right, and continued to cry. She denied knowing her mother was deceased, and she wanted to know what happened. When I asked her why she hurt her mother, she stopped for a few seconds and said nothing while looking away from me. She then stated, we would never hurt her. She also stated, if anything, I don't tell lies. She again stated she would never hurt her mom, and she stated, I didn't do anything. She stated she understands things very clearly and thinks she is being accused of doing this. She stated, I really don't know what happened. She then goes on to try to explain how she and her mother were having relationship problems. How her mother wanted Gypsy to stay a little girl forever, and she did not like her boyfriend Nicholas. Her mother told Gypsy if she wanted to go to Wisconsin, then she could pack her belongings and leave. Gypsy packed some of her belongings. Gypsy said she was going to be kicked out of her mother's house, and she and her mother's problems and arguments were over her and Nicholas wanting to be together. Gypsy chose to come here, referring to Wisconsin, to live with Nicholas. She gave Nicholas money to come to Missouri to pick her up. Nicholas asked his mother if Gypsy could stay with them, and Nicholas's mother agreed it would be fine. Gypsy gave Nicholas money specifically for him to stay at a hotel in Springfield, Missouri. Gypsy then told me she does have a cell phone she uses to message people, and the phone was in her black faith book bag at Nicholas's residence. She asked me if her mother had a heart attack because her mother had several medical issues. Gypsy asked me about the guardianship papers her mother had put in place if something happened to her. She denied being threatened by anyone. To talk about what happened to her mother, Gypsy was crying, and she should have never left, and said she should have never left her mom. She made the comment, I honestly didn't do anything to my mama. She claimed she did not know who did this to her mother. According to Gypsy, Nicholas and her mother did not get along, and Nicholas told her he hated her mother. Gypsy's mother did not want them to be together, and they were all getting on each other's nerves. Gypsy promised her mom she would stay away from Nicholas. Nicholas told Gypsy it is us against the world, and he was going to protect her no matter what, and they were going to get married. She stated Nicholas was very kind to her, but he did not like the police. Nicholas wanted Gypsy to himself, and the mother was getting in the way of things between the two of them. The mother told Gypsy Nicholas was a head in the closet type person who murders and kills, a Jeffrey Dahmer kind. Gypsy stated she should have listened to her mother and broke up with Nicholas. Gypsy then looked up at me and apologized for lying to me. She said she loves him so much, and now maybe he can get some help. And then she blurts out, "He killed my mom!" He was supposed to come visit her and meet her mom. When Nicholas arrived in Springfield, they were supposed to sit outside together on the porch. Instead, they walked inside the residence and started walking towards her mom's bedroom. Her mother was asleep in the bedroom. Gypsy got up to use the restroom inside the residence, and Nick followed her. Nick put her in the bathroom and locked the door, and then he went to the mother's bedroom. Gypsy heard the mother crying and screaming Gypsy's name. Nicholas then opened the door to the bathroom and observed blood on his right finger because he had cut himself on the knife he used to stab the mother. Nicholas then commands Gypsy to clean him. She stated she cleaned things up with baby wipes. She threw the baby wipes in the garbage. She said Nicholas took her to the bedroom and took all of her toys off the bed, and he R-ed her. When he was finished R-ing her, he made her grab her black backpack, which had the wording Faith Book on it, along with a pink and color suitcase. He put her clothes and other belongings in the pink suitcase and the black backpack. He then called for a taxi to come to the house. It was Springfield yellow cab. She knew it was wrong to help him clean up, but Nicholas grabbed her by the neck and told her she had to clean up the blood, clean it up. When the yellow cab arrived at the residence, they took the cab to the hotel on Kentwood Street, which was later discovered to be the Days Inn. They stayed in room 227 at Glenstone in McLaren, Springfield, Missouri. The next day, they went to the Greyhound bus station to leave for Wisconsin, and they were unable to get a ticket to ride on the same bus. He got a ticket to ride. Nicholas told the Greyhound employee that Gypsy's name was Bella Godejohn. He wanted people to think Gypsy was his sister. Since they were unable to get a ticket together on the same bus, they went back to the Days Inn and rented another room, this time 226, and they stayed another night. They left on a Greyhound bus on June 12th of 2015, which departed from Springfield, Missouri, and arrived in Wisconsin on June 13th, 2015. At approximately 2 a.m. in the morning, Nicholas's mother had picked the two of them up at the Wisconsin Greyhound bus station. They stayed at Nicholas's mother's residence until the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office located them in Big Bend, Wisconsin. She told me she wore a wig so people wouldn't recognize her. She stated all of her belongings were at Nicholas's residence in his bedroom. Gypsy stated Nicholas and her mom had an argument over the phone, and she just wanted them to get along. She invited Nicholas to Springfield to come and see the premiere of Cinderella movie in March of 2015. Her mother was jealous of the time she was spending with Nicholas. During the phone conversation between Nicholas and her mom, she told Nicholas he was not good for her daughter. And he was a creepy eye, and it was creepy. And he was hitting on her daughter during a family movie. Nicholas told Gypsy he did not like his name being dragged through the mud by her mom. Nicholas told Gypsy he wanted to get justice and revenge for her mother, for her talking bad talking to him. Nicholas told Gypsy he wanted to R her mother also, but he did not R her. Gypsy denied going into her mother's bedroom after she was murdered because she didn't want to. She described the knife as being a long, sharp knife which did not fold. She was unsure where he got the knife. She stated if she knew what was going to happen, she would have never went with Nicholas, meaning she would not have had a relationship with him. They were together for 2 years, and Gypsy had talked to his ex-girlfriends, who told her that Nicholas was a controlling person. Nicholas was into BDSM, and Gypsy stated she agreed to it. I guess. She said he was controlling, and all the sex they had in Wisconsin was all consensual, but the sex they had after he killed her mother was not consensual. Nicholas told her everything would be okay, and he worshipped her. Gypsy said she wanted to protect Nicholas, but she doesn't want him to go to jail because she doesn't want to go to jail because she didn't do anything wrong. Gypsy described what Nicholas was wearing when he stabbed her mother. I was just talking to somebody about this case. Who was I talking to? I don't remember. She described his clothing as a scary shirt, which was black in color with scary clowns on it, a black hoodie, black pants, and an off-white in color pair of tennis shoes. These items were still in Nicholas's bedroom in a red in color Marlboro duffel type bag. She again stated that she never went into her mother's bedroom after she was killed. Gypsy described how she was locked in the bathroom. She was walking down the hallway to the bathroom with Nick following her. She asked Nick where he was going, and he pushed her into the bathroom. He reached around the door and locked it from the inside. Gypsy stated she never thought about unlocking the door to get out. When she heard her mother screaming, she said she put her hands over her ears and got on the floor between the toilet and the bathtub. During the murder of her mother, she describes the clothing she was wearing as being white in color, a nightgown with flowers. When her mother was being stabbed, she heard her wake up mourning. She heard her wake up mourning. She heard her wake up moaning, and then a startled scream, and then screamed louder, and then she began yelling Gypsy's name. At this point, Gypsy said she knew what Nicholas was doing to her mother, and I asked her if she knew when she was put in the bathroom, if she knew what Nicholas was going to do, and she shook her head, indicating she did. When Nicholas was stabbing the mother, he was telling the mother she would not keep him and Gypsy apart from each other, and she would be dead before that happened. Gypsy said she heard Nicholas saying this to her mother from the bathroom when he was stabbing her. She stated that Nicholas had the knife in his hand when he opened the bathroom door, and he did not want her to look at him. She cleaned him up and put a Band-Aid on his finger. She admitted to posting on Facebook the comment, that biatch is dead, and I effing slashed that fat pig and R'd her sweet innocent daughter. Her scream was so effing loud, LOL. She did this so someone would find her mother quicker, and so her friends would know something was wrong, and so she could give her mom a proper burial. But she had done this from the computer at Nick's house, but used her phone to type the messages. She said Nicholas knew about the post, and she claimed she asked him if she could post it. The phone she used to post the comments was in her backpack at Nicholas's house. Gypsy said she was R'd by Nicholas after he murdered her mom, and when I asked Gypsy if all the other sex between she and Nicholas was consensual, she stated it was. I observed Gypsy to be wearing a t-shirt which appeared to have blood on the right shoulder and blue in color pants, black in color boots, and she had pink fingernail polish on both hands. I observed a round bruise on Gypsy's right arm, which she claimed originally was a hickey and later claimed it was from Nicholas grabbing her and dragging her around the house. On both sides of her neck were some small bruises she told me were hickeys that she got from Nicholas. She was made to clean up the drops of blood at Nicholas's command, and Nicholas made her do it while she was naked. He got a container of Bissell carpet odor and stain remover from the kitchen and grabbed Gypsy by the arm and made her clean up the drops of blood. The drops of blood went from her mom's bedroom, in the hallway, dining room, and then in the kitchen. Nicholas wanted a drink of water, so he told Gypsy he could not touch any of the cups, so he wanted her to give him a drink of water. She cleaned up the blood with Scott brand paper towels. Put a plug in for Scott. Yes, go Scott. Don't get Brawny. Don't get the store brand. Scott. The paper towels were then thrown away in the trash can, and then the trash can was taken out to the curb. No notation of what kind of trash bags, if they were hefty cinch sacks or anything. Gypsy said her mother was killed sometime on the 9th, but did not remember what day it was. I can't remember what day. She remembered it was the 9th because she was supposed to sneak out of the house and meet Nicholas outside on the above-mentioned date. When I asked her about what Nicholas might tell me about her having any part or knowledge of the murder, she stopped for a second and stated that she didn't know what he would say. She said he had a romantic notion. They were going to do everything together. After she stated she had nothing to do or had any knowledge about Nick wanting to kill her mother. Her mother was wearing a bluing-color nightgown the night she was stabbed to death by Nicholas. Nicholas would not let her in the room, her mother's bedroom, would not let her in her mom's bedroom while she was cleaning up the drops of blood. Nicholas had called a yellow cab company from his cell phone after he killed her. His cell phone was black in color, and she did not know what brand it was, and when the cab arrived at the house, they went to the Days Inn. And then they went and ate at the Waffle House. See, there's a Waffle House in so many true crimes, right? Next to the Days Inn. And Gypsy said she drank some milk. Forgot she was allergic to milk. And then they left and went back to the hotel room where they went to sleep for about 5 hours. And they stayed at the hotel until the 11th. And then they got a cab to the Greyhound bus station on Kearney Street in Springfield. When they told they could not get a bus ticket to ride the same bus, they went back to the Days Inn, stayed another night. They went to Walmart to purchase a soda, condoms, and lip balm. Gypsy did not go into the Walmart, but she waited outside with the luggage. Gypsy had the same clothing on during my interview she did when she and Nicholas left Springfield. She claimed she was not wearing anything on her face. However, the Greyhound bus video showed she was wearing sunglasses on her face. She then told me, "My thoughts of life between Nicholas and I are a lot different now." She never felt she was in danger when she arrived in Wisconsin being with Nicholas. She described how Nicholas would do anything for her because he loved and cared for her so much. She said Nicholas had an evil side and he needed to get rid of it. She said that they got on a Greyhound bus on the 12th. At 7 in the morning, they traveled from Springfield to St. Louis, Missouri, to Chicago, Illinois, then to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Nicholas's mother picked them up at the Greyhound bus station around 2 a.m. Gypsy denied bringing up the idea of murdering her mother to Nicholas. She said Nicholas had an evil side to him. He did want to do it. He wanted to get rid of my mom. She continued to say he wanted to kill her mom. When I told her she had left some things out of her story, she slightly shook her head and said, "I know," but continued to deny having anything to do with the murder of her mother. Gypsy said that Nicholas would have taken his own life if they didn't kill her mom. I told Gypsy she was going to be booked in for murder along with Nicholas. I left the room, and a short time later, Gypsy stood up and shouted she wanted a lawyer. "I want my lawyer!" Okay, let's see. Get me my lawyer. I want my lawyer, lawyer. Okay, so, there's something in here where Gypsy gave a witness statement about, I guess, that when she turned her cellmate or something in, she said, I saw Flores using the toilet and I heard a crunchy bag sound. I saw her put a small bag in her vaginal area and asked, "What's that?" She said, "Nothing." Then she pulled the bag out again and traded some weed for commissary to Elba, then gave some to Rodriguez, a cellmate. Rodriguez took it and they ate it. This is hard to read. Got high and then they went to sleep something in, oh my gosh, the next day I want to take something and told Officer Babion what happened, kept quiet until Monday when a cell check is done. Weed was under her mat, hidden in toilet paper. So she was a snitchy snitch. Okay. What is this? Okay, so that's some interesting stuff, right? Okay, hi Puddin'. Hi Puddin'. There were so many opportunities for her to get help, even after the crime, and she still attempted to use her fake disabilities to try and manipulate her way out of going to jail. Yeah. I forget who I was talking to, but there's somebody I was talking about. I know me, and I know I would be a crazy person if I had a mom like that, just saying. More kids. Some nurses just shoved that down the tube, causing pain. The girl had to suffer, a little girl. Oh, you're talking about the feeding tube. Everybody loses in this case. Which case are we talking about, Sassy Darcy? Okay, it's time for the word cookie game. Time for the word cookie game. This is how, if you're new here, this is how we unwind. This is how we wind it down, bring it down, and have a little fun before we go to bed. So we'll do a stop and chat. Stop and chat and stop and chat. January 19th. January's almost over. And then there won't be a January for another year. You won't have to deal with it. I really hope it warms up. It's too freaking cold. It's too freaking cold. Okay, I feel like we had this, these letters last night on another game. Okay, let's see here. Fro. We did per. Yeah. Per. Row. Fo. We know this one has to begin with an F and an O. And it can't be an E because we have it. F. Okay, and then a roof. We need proof that the roof was done. We need proof that the roof was done. We need rope. Okay. Rope. Roper. What do you guys got? Oreo. I saw that. You guys said Oreo a long time ago. I know somebody said Oreo. I thought I saw it. Rope. I already have rope. Come on, you guys. What are you doing here? Now, come on. What are you guys doing over here? I need some help. Reproof. I thought I did that. Didn't I, Elizabeth, or did I not? Reproof. I thought I did that. Thank you, Elizabeth. I thought I did. Oh, proofer. No? Huh. Horror. All right. Forer. Roper, I tried that. Roofer. What about a roofer? No. I did reproof, but I thought that was before I did reproof. I thought I did that. I totally did reproof. I figured why, you know? And then but I thought I had already done reproof in the way before that. Did repo. Preform? No, preform. No. Nothing. No. Oh, what do we do? Come on, we need this last one over here. Can't believe it's not roofer. It is roofer. Now look, that's crazy. I tried that like 16 times. You guys saw me. See, I don't like that because I think I had reproof too. I don't like that. That's not right. That's not fair. It's not fair. Casino. Can we go? Can we go to the casino? It's a con. They are running cons. It's a sin. Do 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 do. It could go to Sonic. That's another thing in true crime. It could be an ion, or it might be ions. Casio, like the brand. Coins. Coins, 3 coins in a fountain. Just thinking about something. Life is so short, isn't it? Just had a thought of something and it was, seems like yesterday, but it was so long ago. Scion. One more. It's a good day for a white wedding. Wind, I hear the wind, wind, wide road, need to widen the road, dined Elizabeth, Tina, and then we dined. Well, I guess we could wine. You could wine and dine. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Let's see. Go into the den. Watch out for the dew. And then we went in the den. And then we did. Okay, and wedgie. No, there's no, wait, there's no 2 E's. No, we can't do that. No, we can't, but there's another word with a W. Oh, no, it is still. No, it is still. It is. G. N. New. It's new. It's new. Okay. It's new. I tried wind. Oh, D-E. Dane. Okay, let's try that. D-E-I-G-N. Perfect. Dana Elizabeth. That was a hard level. We did that really fast. That wasn't hard for us, not at all. We're not for us. We're just great. Hi, Earth Angel. Earth Angel. Where's Coffee is Black? Has he come back? Coffee is Black? I don't see the Coffee is Black. Oh, he's up there. He's just laughing. He's just laughing. He's laughing at me, laughing with me. Leave him laughing. Either at you or with you, right? Hopefully with you and not at you. Try to leave him laughing. Okay. Shadow. Shadow. Show. How. Dash. Shod. Shod, Elizabeth says. It's a shoddy job. Dash, I got, whoa. Whoa, says High 61. Hold your horses. Soda. Soda pop. How I got, who? Who is there? With you. I want them laughing with me, yeah. Laughing with me. Absolutely. Saw. Did I do? I did saw. Ado. Much ado about nothing. Wads. I tried wad and that didn't work. But wad, oh, I did do wad and it works. Why did I think it didn't work? I don't know. Shaw? No, it has to begin with a W. W. W-H. Whoa. Whoa. No. That doesn't work. W-O-A-D. Okay, that was good. Hey, hi One-Eyed Blind Arts. How are you? One-Eyed Blind Art. You got to get together with me so we can get the heart I ordered from you. We got to figure that out there. Got to figure that out. Oh, look, we got a special level. We haven't had that in a while. I wish that if we missed it, we missed it, but you could still play the special level. I found out how to play it. I don't know how. I forgot now that if you miss it now, I can't even think, but I don't want to ever miss it again. Oh, come on, this is hard now. Everything has to have an I. So, I said, hold on, where did my chat go? It went away from me. Widow. I was thinking about that. No, you can't do that. There's only one. Wait, there's only one W. Said. That'll work. Said will work. On the days. Amadeus. Adios. Adios, amigos. Hey. We just need one more. Oh. There we go. All finished. We're doing good. We're doing good. Oh, a gang of stalkers. A gang of stalkers. Main. Gaming. All right, well, my eyes have seen the light. I'm tired. I want to relax for a little bit. But I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming by and spending some time with us, because we like that very much. What is going on here? I don't know what's going on here. I can't find my live to shut it off. I have to go back to my thingamajigger. Hold on. I don't know. I'm not, for some reason, I'm not in my YouTube studio. Oh, and then everybody's going to get angry that I didn't start a new live. What am I going to do? I've got to start a new live. Okay. All right, don't get angry. I'm not a new live. I have to start a new Zoom. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. I'll see you. I'll look for you tomorrow, Nelson. I have a therapy session between 3 and 4. So don't look for me then, but I should be around after that. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Prayers, and love you guys. We'll see you later. Thank you. Good dreams, everybody. Sweet dreams for everybody else. See you later.